Yeah, yeah?
Oh, no, 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 no! No! Dude, we have so much shit to go! Holy fucking shit! Yo! Connor, get down there! Connor, go! Oh, fucking shit! Start breaking! Holy fuck!
Hey guys, it's your boy Kuching back at it again for another video, baby. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Today we're gonna talk about a topic that doesn't really... It's not really fun, okay? So, I'm just saying right now, there's some things in here that some people might not find very entertaining. You can hop off now, honestly, because I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, unlike some people. But, this tweet was brought to my attention today by a professor of sociology, which I'm gonna be honest, as a pirate, yeah, maybe I'm a little uneducated, but I don't know what sociology had to do with this up to this point, but her name is Michelle Dauber. Now, I'm stating out her name a bit because the timing about this tweet is a little, you know, it's a little, how you say, coincidental, considering the Pirates of the Caribbean, what is it? The Pirates of the Caribbean movies were released at June 28, 2003, a full almost 20 years since its release. Now, here's the thing. If you had an issue with the movie, right? Why didn't you bring it up earlier? You know what I mean? Like, some of it makes no sense, man. Okay, you know what? Let's just get into the tweet first, okay? Because, honestly speaking, like, for real, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you got that fancy fucking plaque up there. Your fucking PhD in sociology. But you see, you may be a master in sociology, mate, but honestly speaking, you lack any common sense. You failed in that department. It's so dumb. You see, it's kind of ironic considering, what is it, I come from a land where there used to be a lot of pirates, right? Yo. And our pirates, we never sailed all that way to the East Africa, regions, baby. We sailed all the way at the Hindia Timors, yeah? Hindia Timor, oh, for the uneducated, Westerners, the people over here with a little more, what is it? The people over here who are not in, who don't understand the history. Hindia Timor is basically our East Indian Trading Company, in our language. Alright? So, here's the tweet. Captain Jack and the Pirates of the Caribbean whitewashed and erased slaves and slavery from the 18th century Caribbean where it's practiced. Was probably the most cruel in the world. Pirates were often far from the freedom fighters the film portrayed, but were slaveholders themselves. Now, first off, I'm just gonna say this real quick. Not all pirates partook in slavery. In fact, there were some notable pirates that were black themselves. Fuck it, even pirates in my region that also had slaves were black themselves. Well, not black, you know, they're Asian. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I'm a bit... This just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because, you see, last I checked, a professor in sociology, right, isn't exactly a history major. I'm sorry about that, but I have to rant that a little. Anyway, let's read this long-ass tweet that I'm probably not gonna read. Blah 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 blah, black flag representing a realistic perspective of pirates as prejudiced men who viewed enslaved people as plunder. Actually not. They kind of viewed them as not plunder. They didn't actually keep them. Depending on the time period, especially in the higher piracy, most of the pirates didn't actually partake in slave trading because they viewed human cargo as, what do you call this? They weren't of value to them, you know what I mean? They didn't really need slaves considering they already had a crew, which you would know if you did your basic history. I'm sorry, I know I'm getting a little triggered. I can hear fucking Poseidon raining down the goddamn trident in the goddamn ocean. I know, I get it. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. But some things just need to be expressed. So, prejudice of the white man in the Western world, which is kind of funny considering, bro, piracy, I'm pretty sure piracy started in Asia a lot longer before anyone in the West did it. So, hello? Hello? Yeah, because, you know, we were kind of descendants of the maritime people. We literally had agri time, or something like that, right? Apologies, I forgot, like, the actual naming for it, but like, another time was a maritime where we had these things called sea gypsies. In fact, there's some of them still. There's still some of the descendants of those people still alive who live exclusively over the ocean. I would know. You know, you see your boy kind of sailed over there in the Southeast Asian regions. He kind of met a few of them. They're very nice people, they're very kind. In fact, if you go through biology, funnily enough, they have a gene that allows them to hold their breath longer underwater because that's how their lifestyle adapted, you know? Anyway, that aside, here's the thing. Most of them, if they saw slave ships in the first place, they would probably just raid them for, you know, resources and not the slaves themselves. Because in the end, okay, Michelle, you gotta think a little logically here. Okay, real quick. If you took slaves from a slave ship, correct? And you only have enough rations for like 2 days, and keep in mind, this is before the invention of the motor, so you're relying solely on wind and the wherever the sea takes you, right? Why would you partake in a trade that would not only increase the amount of cargo that you had to move, but also eat away at your resources? Because you know, when there's more hands, then what's the use? Okay, like, okay, I know this sound a little offensive to some of you people, because like I don't have to word this properly in English. I'm sorry. You see, I kind of didn't take that much English classes, but why would someone have a slave if that slave is dead? You know what I mean? Because you have to feed to keep the slave alive. So there was literally no reason. Do you see the stupidity of your argument now? That's like trying to have a farm of rabbits in the desert without feeding the damn rabbits. All the rabbits will die. So what's the use of having the rabbits? I don't understand. I think you should take a degree in management, because holy shit, your managing skills are terrible. You can't even tell the basics of management. This was like basic planning. It pisses me off. Anyway, it's no surprise that this came very soon after the Johnny Depp's case. And the yo, I love this girl, Eleanor. Eleanor, you're my guy, my G. Yo, is Michelle double for the parties? 97.8% nope. I mean, yeah, she's not, considering she falsifies a lot of her fucking statements and then tries to hide behind the fact that she has a PhD. And then reports every single person who comments and criticizes her because she's too weak and too sensitive to take criticism. Or to cite anyone's corrections, because much like all of the tyrants I've seen up to this day, or people who are too stuck up and stuck on your fucking ivory towers, you know, the kind of people that, profit off the weak. They're too proud and too, how do you say this? Too egotistical to admit when you're wrong! You know? Anyway, apologies, your captain's losing a bit of his cool right now. I have to dunk my head in ocean water every 2 fucking seconds to prevent myself from physically imploding and causing a second mass extinction. Anyway, now it comes to my second point. I have a few problems with this because, again, I don't know why this argument is bringing it up now. And furthermore, these films are not supposed to be historically accurate. They're supposed to be fun, funny, fucking fantasy films. Fuck it. If you want to say like, oh, they were trading slaves back then, there's a deleted scene at was it Dead Man's Tale, where that Captain Jack, it explains. All right, so this kind of takes away about the mystery of Captain Jack Sparrow. So, for those of you who haven't watched it yet, which I highly doubt, spoilers.
We had a deal, Jack. I contracted you to deliver cargo on my behalf. You chose to liberate it.
People aren't cargo, mate.
But the reason why Captain Jack Sparrow is considered a pirate by the East India Trading Company, or India Timor, he says that people aren't cargo, mate. That basically implies when he found out that the people that the cargo, that he was shipping were people, he basically let them go. Fuck it. The way that he got back the Black Pearl, right? But because it's to sacrificed as many souls as he freed that day. A little context behind that. So apparently Captain Jack, he partook in the slave trade, which, well, I mean, he wasn't aware, but then he released them immediately. But I guess Miss Michelle over here didn't fucking what is it? Watch the movie, because she was too busy writing down her fucking thesis to send to the fucking lecturers before online classes became a thing. Sorry, Michelle. Again, I don't mean any what do you call that? Any offense, but it really pisses me off that you won't take accountability for the fact that, yo, bro, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this in a language that you probably won't understand. Your take was pretty jacked, bro. It's pretty shit, bro. Your take was terrible, terrible. It's so bad. It's like the scurvy I got out at sea when I didn't have oranges for another 2 months, mate. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that vitamin C. Because like you don't have the vitamin C. Because you can't see the area of your ways. So, another thing is, since you like talking about history so much, right? Now, I love Mulan. Mulan's a good film. Fuck it. One of my long-lost, what is it, relatives, descendant of a fucking sky god, said that Mulan was one of her favorite films. And I will not argue with that, because I too like the classic Mulan. I don't like the new Mulan because, well, if you compare the two, it's obvious which one had the higher quality in writing. Anyway, but I'm not gonna digress with, like, you know, Mulan's accuracy with like dragons and shit, you know what I mean? Because it's a kind of a fantasy film based on a real event, whereas Pirates of the Caribbean, to my knowledge, it's not based on anything real. Cause last I checked, Davy Jones did not come out of the fucking water to go like kiss his fucking goddess's girlfriend's fucking hand when he went to fucking land. You know, last I checked, Calypso, you know, this goddess over here wasn't just running around like fucking talking to pirates and shit, you know? Cause it's fantasy. But okay, let's talk about Pocahontas. Now, for those of you history majors, you know what I mean by Pocahontas. I regret to say, I was sailing by there hundreds of years ago, but I was a wee lad. I could not do anything, mate. But yes, the real Pocahontas is vastly different than what her Disney Channel pals would tell you. And another, let's just say, right, Pocahontas was, I don't want to get into detail about it because frankly I think it's disgusting, but Pocahontas, when she met John Smith over here, she wasn't exactly an adult. Let's just say that, okay? I'm just gonna keep it like that. And there was no singing, there was no birds, okay? And let's just say there was not a happy ending for a tribe. So I got a real quick question, mate. Considering this one is literally based on a historic event, why haven't you been talking about it? Why suddenly is it about Captain Jack and shit? Yeah, I would think that hits closer to home, considering, like, okay, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if you're American. No offense to you, but let me check your Wikipedia real quick. Oh, you are American. Apologies about that. So you see, that would hit closer to home, and, you know, spread a bigger message. And shit, you would have done it earlier. Fuck it, you would have gotten more traction. But why didn't you, mate? Like, real quick, but I need to ask you, why didn't you? Sorry about that. I had to take a quick breather. You see, this old pirate's bones ain't exactly what they used to be, but could change. Alright, you said fantasy, mate. Okay. Yeah, I said fantasy. Let's see fantasy. Okay, how about Hercules? Huh? Now, you wanted me to complain about pirates being based on a real thing? Okay. I already give you Pocahontas. You're not talking about that. Alright, you say fantasy, and you can say fantasy is toxic because, alright, fair point, a lot of fantasy elements is like, oh, you should hate the dwarves, or hate the orcs and shit like that, which some people may find to be racist. That is a fair point. But here's the thing, even then, like, some of them try to make a point where that they can coexist, you know? You can abolish that racism, and, like, most of them are against slavery, right? And you're gonna be like, oh, you're just trying to justify slavery in the fantasy thing. Okay, buddy, here's the thing. See, alright, fantasy doesn't have to reflect real life. So even though yes, there were technically, if you watched the movie The Pirates of the Caribbean, there were like quote-unquote slaves, right? Even though they weren't really shown. It was mentioned that Jack released them, right? Yeah, you're still calling it racist and shit, like, and saying it's inaccurate to the truth. Okay, and we'll say that it's, you know, based on, what is it? Fantasy, alright? But you still say that fantasy is whitewashed and racist, and like, it's completely inaccurate. Okay, let's talk about Hercules. Let's talk about Hercules and his 12 tasks. Now, how did he get into those 12 tasks? I wonder. It's almost like he kind of murdered his wife. You know? Now that wouldn't be so friendly for the kiddos now, wouldn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, it's all dark shit. Fuck it. If you wanna go for Moana, yo, Maui basically threatened to beat the shit out of the sun so that his people have more days. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'll say this right now, I am not very, versed in Polynesian, like, mythology and all that. But I'm pretty sure Maui, much like other deities, have done some pretty bad shit. But of course they won't put that there, because I know they changed a bit about Maui's fucking, mythology. Because I know my friends who love Polynesian mythology told me, yeah, they changed a bit. Definitely did. Definitely slided away all of that controversy, baby. Alright? You see, me and Maui go way back. Alright? Everyone makes mistakes. But the fact is, they still corrected those mistakes so it will be marketable and acceptable. And it still has a good lesson, a good story. Right? Okay. Also, real quick. This is something that I don't think anyone, like, most people don't bring up, but if you watch the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, they have a lot of faces, you know, the diversity there is high as shit. Fuck it, I was surprised Singapore made a goddamn, appearance. I was a little more on the side of Malacca, taking a more appearance, but considering the time period, it kind of makes sense. So like, bro, why are you calling it racist when there's so much diversity? Like, my god! In fact, in real life, there were actually black pirates, alright? I'm just gonna say this right now. And yes, some of them were former slaves who turned into pirates. I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't know if he's, like, mentioned in, the movie itself, but there was a pirate called Black Caesar. And he operated during the golden age of piracy, which is roughly around, the 1650s to late 1730s, alright? Your boy got to roam around free that one time, right? And do you know who he served for? Fucking Blackbeard. Now, last time I checked, Blackbeard was a white man. He kept no slaves. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, there's only a few pirates that actually kept slaves. So even if you go through like the history, it's still not accurate. Do you not see the issue that you're bringing up here, Michelle? You're pulling shit out of your arse. It's so dumb. Honestly speaking, and I mean, no offense to you, it pains me to have this argument, considering, like, no joke, you're only doing this because you support Amber Heard. Now, let the blind lead the blind. Let fools and martyrs be together. Let bygones be bygones. Do whatever the hell you want. But just to bring this up because you got salty that Amber rightfully lost, considering all the shit she did to Johnny Depp. If this isn't the pettiest shit I've seen since the Americans bringing their fucking flamethrowers to Vietnam after losing to a bunch of fucking farmers. Well, I guess history does repeat itself. To an extent. Cause I see your flamethrower, baby! But let me tell you, that flamethrower is kind of all out of fuel. Hey guys, this is quick intermission. This is from post-editing Kuching. I'm sorry I don't edit this myself. I got a skeleton crew, literal skeleton crew, doing it for me, a fucking bag of bones. But there was something I forgot to put in there. Just read this tweet. In case you need another reason to hate Johnny Depp, the pirate franchise is deeply racially problematic. You know, she must have felt real proud of herself calling him Johnny Depp. Like, yeah, really burned him there. And have more fucking degree burns than goddamn napalm. Also, additionally, before this, I just gonna put this like in between the video. It's kind of a big pause, and the other tweet below it is, in summary, even the fictional character Derp's fans. I don't know why she likes using derp. I think it's basically her modern vocabulary at this point. I bet if you say MSG, she's probably gonna think about the ingredient that's put into a terrible fucking food that's bad for your health. Even though, let's just say a lot of us Asians love it, alright? Derp's fans love and think is a real depiction of Derp himself is almost certainly a racist sociopath. What's it? Blackbeard? Do you mind playing the clip, mate? Do you mind playing the clip before I send you to goddamn Davy Jones's locker, mate?
People aren't cargo, mate. People aren't cargo, mate.
Apparently, releasing the slaves is signs of a racist sociopath. Sorry again, this is intermission kuching, and how about before you shit talk someone or their film, could you like at least watch it first? And you know, to avoid some confirmation bias, you know, go in there with a clear slate. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to confirm your own biases. You know, that's kind of what a researcher does professionally. I would assume a professor will understand that, considering you have to probably do your final year project prior to going to try and go for your doctorate and your masters. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I've seen this shit for a long time, right? Now I'm gonna go back to C. Blackbeard, get back to editing. Anyway, that's it for the video. As a normal reminder, fuck Russia, support Ukraine, and I think it's time for this professor to start hearing the books on common sense and accountability. This has been Kuching. Sorry for a bit of an angrier video. A bit harder to contain myself. And I hope you have a good and wonderful day.